Hey, Brakthea Howell, Brakthea Osai, Brakthea Howell, Brakthea Osai, Brakthea Howell, Brakthea Osai. Double honor to the apostles of Great Millstone. Honor your brothers will be pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. So I want to do this quick video here. I'm going to the scripture within the book of Isaiah, the 14th chapter, and go into how through the prophesying, the pushing of this word, you got it to where pretty much everybody's clued up about the antics, okay, the playbook that Esau pushes out there through this thing called the United States, okay, because there is a playbook, a rule book, if you will, whereby things are conducted within this world, all right, a standardized way of doing things, okay, that of which repeats itself in particular scenarios. So you got the thing out there within Syria, within Iran right now, okay, and pretty much what's going to happen within the near future. And the elders have been prophesying this for the longest because Iran is like a threat to the Israelis, which is a military base out there for the United States within the Middle East, and their biggest threat is them Iranians, man. But see, the Iranians have got the backing of Russia through the oil. Okay, so it's going to be very interesting what's going to happen going forward. But really, the point of this video is not to go into all of that deep geopolitical things that are really the Most High set up certain individuals to do that, but rather to go through the scriptures and go to show you that this is all happening, and this is all happening. That is namely these nations coming to understand, okay, the playbook, the rule book wherewith Esau conducts himself. Okay, this is all happening part and parcel to the word being pushed out there. Okay, so the spirit of revealing Esau for the devil that he is, that's a spirit that's going out there hard and heavy within the earth. Whether it be truthers, okay, whether it be news articles like this, whether it be us the prophets, okay, which really us the prophets, the main individuals, because now you're seeing it to where articles like this, which used to be done by Christopher Green and Next News Network, we're the ones that are doing them articles now, and we're doing them first, man. Okay, and we're breaking it down correctly. No speculation. Okay, we're speculating, but we're speculating through prophecy. So therefore, we deems us when that prophecy come to be fulfilled, then you know that you was dealing with the men of the Lord, like the scripture says. Okay, so these are the things that we've been saying, and you're seeing we're being the forefront of revealing this information. Okay, revealing the making the nakedness of America bare, as it's going to say within the book of Isaiah, the 47th chapter. So in the spirit of this article, I'll read a little bit, but like I said, the main objective with this video is to show you that this whole thing of having the secrecy, okay, and Esau conducting his empire under the guise of secrecy, that's no more, man. Okay, we're not in the time where Esau is going to be running tricks and nobody was going to understand what he's doing, or we're just going to speculate. Now we see him for the desires that he wants, which is the kingdom. Okay, his kingdom to be established forever and ever, like the scripture says. Their continuing thought is that their houses shall continue forever. So that's what we understand. That's what we know. That's what we perceive. Okay, and therefore, as we see these so-called threats to that hegemony of the United States empire, okay, then we really realize we can quickly come to the conclusion, because they are a threat, they're going to be eliminated. And these are these articles like this go into how each threat, okay, that has risen to the power structure of the United States empire, okay, has been threatened, and systematically those threats were removed. Okay, so it says the United States is running the same script with Iran that has ran with Libya, and that's this whole thing of having it to where the leader that's in there, they're gonna say he's committed, humanitarian war crimes against his own people, and as a result, they had it to where the UN goes up in there. Okay, this is the same playbook. This is the same thing that they've been doing for the longest, and the only thing that's changed is the target, the threat. Okay, whether it be Afghanistan, whether it be what do you call it? These different countries that they've gone into, okay, or Syria. They played the same. They played the same. They run the same thing with Libya. And what happened? Because out there in Libya, you had a threat within the man Gaddafi and the economy that he was trying to set up. out there within Afghanistan, you had all kind of oil resources and all kind of really the fatness of the earth. Okay, which is Esau trying to steal. Okay, because as the book says within the book of, as the scripture says within the book of Habakkuk, the second chapter, the scripture says that he enlargeth his desires as hell. Okay, so this is him enlarging his desires, but the way he does it is to make it look like he's the victim. Okay, he makes it look like he's the victim. Okay, and then he rolls up into a country and takes all of their resources. So it says the United States Empire is running the same script with Iran that Iran before with Libya. Okay, and people are waking up to the fact of these tricks. It says 2 weeks ago, a memo was leaked from the inside of Trump's administration showing how Secretary of State DC neofix Rex Tillerson was coached on how the United States empire uses human rights as a pretense on which to attack and undermine non-compliant governments. And why are these governments non-compliant? Because they ain't down with the so-called New World Order, because ultimately they realize that this so-called New World Order doesn't benefit them as much as it benefits them elites. And they're thinking, wait, hold on a minute. If they're going to do it, why don't we just buck up and, switch sides and have it to where we got our own thing popping off? Okay? So they're non-compliant with the desires of this beast system that we're living in right now. Okay? In other words, they might be selling oil out there and they're not getting a fair price for it, or they don't feel like they're getting a fair price for it, or they feel like the dollar that they're selling the oil for, really they could be selling it for gold. Any example like that, okay? That's what you have, what you know as a non-compliant government. But see, now these non-compliant governments through these articles are becoming more and more of a common thing. Okay, that is to say, you got Russia out there, China out there, becoming non-compliant governments. Okay, and as a result, they've created the petrol yuan. Okay, which is a non-compliant idea to the elite banking families. Now, really, if you want to go on a deeper level, you could also say that's really part of the whole agenda, because they will still have it to where it's governed by one entity, one rule. Okay, and that goes towards the New World Order. Okay, so I'll leave that for a more astute analysts to go through, great millstone analysts to go through. Okay, so it says, so it says. I'll jump to this next big paragraph here. So it says, with what would be perfect comedic timing if it weren't so frightening, all right, Iran is wrapped into protests, of which, if you go into the history of the so-called Arab Spring and all of these different things, these were, times where Esau took opportunities and set up, agent provocateurs within these different Middle Eastern countries to have it to where these Arab Springs broke off. And the same thing, you got it out here, you probably had it to where you had some paid off Iranian out there, and you had it to where these protests began, okay? And now you got it to where, apparently Iran is committing humanitarian war crimes against his people, and that's a pretense for them to roll up in there and take what they want, okay? And the Western Empire, it says Iran is erupted in protests which have begun and ongoing for the last 4 days, and it says in the Western Empire, right, is suddenly expressing deep bipartisan concern about the human rights of those protesters. Okay, so it's the same rule book. So let's now go into the scriptures. Okay, let's go into the scriptures real quick. The book of Isaiah, the 47th chapter, and go to show you this is all the workings of Yahweh Shimei Al-Shai, making it to where these playbooks, these rules that these elites conduct themselves by, okay, become manifested, they become seen within the world. Okay, so it's come down and sit in the dust, O virgin door of Babylon, sit on the ground, there is no throne or door of the Chaldees, for that shall not be called tender and delicate, because there's going to be a war that's going to be taking place out there. So she ain't going to be touched. She ain't going to be untouched anymore, man. Okay, she's going to be touched by all of these nations. Matter of fact, doesn't the scripture say, all the hands of the heathen shall be upon her? It says, take the millstone, grind, uncover the locks, and make bare the legs, uncover the thighs, and pass over the ribs. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. So you had it to where these elite banking families have been orchestrating these illicit, what do you call it? Is illicit the right word? But these covert military programs across the whole entirety of the whole earth, where these things are being uncovered. So it's saying thy nakedness, which is what? Nakedness is shame. And that also goes to the transatlantic slave trade that they had popping off out here within the out there within the Americas, and really through the entirety of the whole world, man. Okay, they had it to where all of these people were in hardcore slavery, and the mechanics of all of these things are being revealed throughout the four corners of the earth. Okay, whether it be physical enslavement by way of debt, so hence the as fractional reserve banking, etc., etc. All of that nakedness is being uncovered. But today, focusing in on the lesson, okay, the nakedness that's being uncovered is how they operate, okay, in these different countries and get what they want out of these different countries. Okay, so that nakedness shall be uncovered, that shame shall be seen, and I'll take vengeance, and I'll not meet thee as a man. Okay, so as for our Redeemer, the Lord of hosts is his name, and the Holy One of Israel. So that's what you're seeing right here. That's what you're seeing throughout the four corners of the earth. That's what you're seeing by way of the prophets coming out here and teaching this word. Okay, and you're seeing, these secret things that these Edomites have been doing, okay, being uncovered. So with that, I'm going to say, all praise unto Yahweh Hashem outside. Double honors to the apostles of great millstone. Honestly, brothers that be pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom.